Hey guys, welcome to class. Today's practice is going to be a hip focused class. We will include some juicy shoulder openers too. So it's going to feel like a real full body flow. So we're going to get started in a casual seated position like so, with your feet crossed in front. If this is uncomfortable or you wish to kneel or sit on your knees, you can go ahead and take that posture now. We're going to start to tune into our breath. So coming into our ujjayi breath. So seal your lips and start to inhale and exhale through the nose, adding a slight constriction to the back of the throat, creating a almost oceanic sound of the breath. If you wish, you may close your eyes as you start to settle in to the practice. As you inhale, really focus on deep belly breaths, so expanding that abdominal cavity with air as you breathe. Take one more round of ujjayi breath here. And at the end of that last round, let go of the breath and allow it to become natural once again. We're going to start to sync our movement with our breath. So as you inhale, we're going to send the sit bones back, tilting the pelvis forward and lifting the chest. Exhale, we're going to start to tuck the tailbone, hollowing that front body. And again, inhale, sit bones go back, lift the chest, like a seated cat-cow. Exhale, tuck the tailbone, hollow the front body. Please continue now, breathing and moving in sync. And I really want you to focus your attention on the hips and on the pelvis as you move here. Bringing that awareness, that focus to the movements of the hips. Nice. And then release that. We're going to start to take some circles now. So the chest is going to come forward over the left knee, through the center and around to the right. As you come back, that tuck of the tailbone once again, the front body hollows and back around. And again, the focus and attention is really on the hips here. So these circles don't need to be exaggerated, can be very subtle. Focusing on the hips, the pelvis, and the breath. And reverse it now. Go in the opposite direction that you were going. So good. Come back through center now. Inhale, fingertips to the sky, look up. Exhale, we're going to turn the chest to the right as we bring the left hand to the right knee and the right fingertips behind us. Into a twist here. Take your gaze back over the right shoulder. Take a deep breath. And exhale. Inhale, fingertips back up to the sky. Look up. Exhale, twist to the left and take the right hand to the left knee. Left fingertips back behind. Take your gaze now over that left shoulder. Twisting here. Nice deep breath. And exhale. Inhale, fingertips back up to the sky. And exhale, palms touch, hands in prayer at heart center. We're going to, with the hands, assist the knees up. I'm actually going to face, I'll face this way, face the long edge of my mat. And we're going to start to tuck the tailbone, roll back, and you can take your hands to the backs of the thighs or to the floor, whichever you prefer. And lift the shins parallel to the floor, coming into our boat pose. Now in this boat pose, imagine lengthening the spine, engaging those core muscles. And if you wish, you can take your hands alongside your chins for an added challenge. You can keep the shins parallel. Maybe you wish to extend the feet. Wherever you are in your boat pose, hold it here. Finding steadiness, we'll hold it for 3, 2, 1. Slowly, we're going to start to extend wide, coming into a low boat. So toes are going to point, hands out in front, squeeze the core. Heels are lifted, hold it for 3, 2, and 1. Lower down, heels to the mat. Stretch your arms up over your ears. Nice. Take some big stretches here, whatever feels good. Almost like you just rolled out of bed. Maybe you did. Nice big stretches. So good. We are going to roll over to one side now, coming onto the right side. Plant the forearm down underneath of the shoulder and step the left foot in front of that right thigh. Press the baby toe side of this right foot down. We're going to come into a side plank modification here. So left hand to the sky, bend the elbow and bring the fingertips to the back of the neck. Inhale and lift those hips using this top foot to support you in this side plank. Or if you wish, extending that left leg. Really keep those bottom hips lifting up, squeezing the bum, and hold it here, steadiness in this side plank. Hold it for 3, 2, and 1. Slowly lower the hips down to the mat. Draw your knees towards your chest and sit back up. We'll take our left fingertips to the mat or to your ankle and inhale, right arm to the sky. Side stretch. Nice. Right fingertips to the floor. Roll up onto your knees and roll over to the left. We're going to do the other side. So extend your legs and come down onto your left forearm. Step your right foot in front of that bottom left leg. And with a nice flexed and active bottom foot, we're going to press into the baby toe side of that foot. So lifting the hips, take your right arm to the sky, bend the elbow, fingertips to the back of the neck. So this is option 1 with this front leg in front for support, or step that leg back and stack the feet. Wherever you are, this bottom left hip is lifting towards the sky. Squeeze the bum and hold your core tight. Nice and strong in this side plank. We'll hold it for 3, 2, and 1. Lower the hips. Drag your knees towards your chest and come into that side stretch once again. Right fingertips to the mat or to your ankles, and inhale, left arm to the sky. So good. Bring your left fingertips back down and come to lie on your belly facing the front of your mat. Tops of the feet pressing down, elbows underneath of shoulders into a Sphinx pose here. In your Sphinx pose, really imagine broadening across the collarbones, energetically dragging your elbows back as you lift your chest. Take a nice deep breath. Exhale, spin your hands into the center, elbows wide, and your forehead down. Take 3 more big belly breaths here.
channeling that air into the abdominal cavity, feeling how that expands your lower back. So good. Take your hands now underneath of your shoulders. Tuck your toes under and inhale. Peel the chest up, leading from the crown of the head, coming into a cobra, but continue. Push through the hands and tuck the toes for floating up dog. Broaden the collarbone, lift the chest. And exhale, bum back, downward facing dog. Adjust your feet now when you're down dog. As we start to open up, so pedaling through the feet, dropping one foot, lifting the other, opening up the backs of the calves. So good. Come to settle in your down dog now. So soft bend in the knees as much as you need. Sit bones lifting towards the sky. Wrap your armpits towards your ears and spread the weight across the hands. Nice and steady in your down dog. Maybe your heels draw a little bit closer to the mat as the backs of your legs start to open up. Nice deep breath. We're going to start to walk our feet towards the front of the mat, coming towards the wrists. Once you make it there, we're going to take the measures, so 2 fists between the arches, bringing our feet hip distance apart. Soft bend in these knees. Again, we really want to get the belly and the thighs connected as we drape over those legs for Uttanasana, our forward fold. Breathe here. And inhale, start to lift the chest. You can bring your fingers to ankles or shins. Draw the shoulders back and lengthen from tail through crown. So gentle tuck of the chin for a halfway lift. Lengthen that spine, take a nice deep breath. And start to deepen that bend in the knees. And inhale, arms up alongside your ears for chair pose, Utkatasana. Really send that energy down through the heels here in chair pose. Take one more deep breath. And exhale, push to stand. Arms by your side. Tadasana, mountain pose. Heel toe your feet wide now, so to the outer edges of your mat. And we're going to spin the heels in and the toes out ever so slightly. Inhale, arms up alongside your ears, look up. Exhale, palms touch, hands in prayer at heart center. We're going to start to bend the knees, send the bum back as we come down into a squat. So if you can't make it the whole way down, you can stop wherever is your limit or continue down into a malasana. Elbows to the insides of knees, take a nice deep breath. And exhale. Inhale, we're going to charge the legs, push to stand once again. So lift up, push to stand. So good. We're going to do that now 3 more times. Inhaling at the top, into the chest. Exhale, squat down, malasana. Push to stand now. Inhale. And exhale, malasana. 2 more times. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale, squat down, malasana, and stay. Elbows to the insides of knees, lift the chest. And shrug your left shoulder to the inside of that left knee and extend your arm. Inhale, right fingertips to the sky, twisted malasana here. Exhale, start to reach your right fingertips forward. Take your gaze with it and stretch it forward, fingers to the floor. Fingertips now, join the right. And just come into a nice little forward fold in your malasana here. Allowing the upper middle back to round. Draw your chin to your chest. So good. Walk your fingertips back up and hands in prayer at heart center, Malasana. Inhale. Exhale, shrug your right shoulder to the inside of your right knee and extend that right arm wide. Inhale, left fingertips to the sky, twisted Malasana. Exhale, start to reach those left fingertips forward as we come back into this forward fold. So left fingertips forward, followed by the right. And just bring your chin to your chest, allowing yourself to fold forward here. So good. Drag your fingertips back up through center, hands in prayer, Malasana. Nice. Plant your hands down on the mat. We're going to lift the hips and step the feet back to downward facing dog. Just take a moment in your down dog here. Reconnect with your breath. And step your feet to touch. Inhale, lift your right leg to the sky. I want you to keep your hips square here first, so your leg won't lift as high. Just feel how that feels. And now we're gonna open the hip and bend the knee for our scorpion dog. Maybe that left heel drops a little lower as you squeeze the right glutes and really lift that right knee to the sky. We're going to draw 3 big circles now with this right knee. So dragging the knee through the center, opening it wide. 1, slow and controlled, big circle. 2, working that hip mobility. Last 1. And 3, lift that knee to the sky. And we're going to drag it through the center. Roll forward into a plank, hug your knee up into your chest, and step that right foot forward. Drop your back knee and untuck your back toes. Try and get this front knee stacked atop of ankle, and inhale, lift your arms up to the sky for a low lunge. Drag your tailbone down towards the mat as you lift up, and lower your right arm back alongside your hip. We're going to bend both elbows and bring hands towards our back. Work towards your fingers touching. If they're not there already, you can grab the back of your top. You can create 2 fists behind your back, whatever is available to you today. Once you're here, again, focus on that tuck of the tailbone and your thighs moving towards the midline. Holding the posture. Nice deep inhale. And exhale, release the grip. Take your arms back up to the sky. Exhale, fold forward and bring your hands to the ground. You want to keep this left hand down and heel toe the right foot out to the side. Toes pointing off the mat and the left fingertips pointing in the opposite direction. Inhale, right arm to the sky. And exhale, sink a little deeper into this lizard variation. Really imagine lifting your chest forward towards the front of the mat. Maybe your gaze can come to the sky. Nice deep breath. And exhale, right fingertips come down. We're gonna tuck the back toes under and lift the hips. Get ready now. We're gonna step this left foot forward to the outside of the left hand. Nice big step and squat down to Malasana. So good. Get ready, charge the legs. Inhale, push to stand. And exhale, squat back down, Malasana. So good. Let's keep moving. Plant the hands down. We're gonna step back with the left foot first, followed by the right plank. Push the upper middle back to the sky. And exhale, bum high, downward facing dog. Reconnect with your breath. Here in down dog. And we'll do the other side. Step the feet to touch. And inhale, left leg to the sky. Once again, keep the hips square first. Feel how that feels. And then start to open up and bend the knee. Maybe your right heel will come a little closer to the mat for your scorpion dog. I'm going to draw our 3 circles now, so please begin. Nice big circles with that left knee. Slow and controlled. Working on that hip mobility. Last one here. Knee lifts high to the sky. And start to drag that left knee now through the midline as you come forward towards a plank. Hug your knee up into your chest. And step the left foot between your hands. Drop your back knee and untuck the toes. Get ready for our low lunge. We're going to inhale, arms up to the sky. And exhale, this left hand is going to swing back alongside the hip. Bend both elbows now, and as before, coming into our arm variation, either with fists behind your hand, maybe grabbing your top, or maybe your fingertips touch, and you can grab behind. Focus on that tuck of the tailbone, legs moving towards the midline. Holding the position, take a nice deep breath. And exhale, release the grip, fingertips back to the sky. Fingertips now down to the mat and plant your right hand down. We're going to heel toe this left foot wide as we did on the other side, toes pointing wide. And you can take this right hand, can come off the mat, whatever you prefer. Give yourself the space. Inhale. Left fingertips to the sky for our lizard variation. And again, in this position, imagine lifting the chest forward and up. You can take that left hand, can stay on the knee or to the sky, whatever you prefer. Nice big breaths in this glorious pose. Last moment here. Enjoy it. And take your left fingertips to the mat. Get ready for that big step forward. We're going to tuck the back toes under, lift the hips, and step the right foot to the outside of the right hand. Malasana. This time we're going to hold the Malasana. Deep, big breath. And exhale. Plant the hands and step back to down dog. Drop your knees, untuck your toes, separate the knees wide, and sit back to child's pose. Come up onto fingertips and start to walk your fingertips over to the right now. Feeling a nice stretch on that left side body from left hip up towards the left wrist. Take a nice big breath and start to walk your fingertips back through center and then continue over towards the left. So stretching the right side of the body now. Breathing into that right lung as you stretch from right hip up through the right wrist. So good. Walk your fingertips back through center now. And inhale, come up to all fours. We're going to take a step back with the knees, so widening out this tabletop and step the right knee forward and spin the heel out towards the left. We're coming down into a pigeon pose, so keeping that heel close to the groin is going to make it more accessible. If you need to prop this hip up with yoga blocks, please go ahead and grab those now. You can pause the video and come down into your own expression of pigeon pose. And once you're here, we're going to stay lifted in our pigeon pose. Breathing into the chest. Opening up. I want you to start to apply some pressure into this right shin as you press it down into the mat. Feel that activation of this right hip, keeping the pose active. Nice. So this is stop number 1 with the hands lifted, or if you wish, you can come down to forearms. Coming a little closer to the mat. From here, you can stay, or we're gonna add a twist. So just adding some layers to the poses. We're gonna spin the right hand in ever so slightly, just for a bit of stability. And inhale, right arm to the sky. Now, as you can see, I am on my forearm, but if you are up on fingertips, you can also take the twist. So whichever variation you're in, or simply leave the twist out and you can stay in a forward-facing pigeon if you prefer. Breathe deeply here. One more breath. Nice. Bring your right fingertips back to the mat. And we're going to tuck the back toes under, press through the hands, and step the right foot back, coming into a plank pose between sides. We're going to bring this left knee forward now as we do the other side, spinning the left toes off to the side. Drop your back knee, untuck the toes, and start to edge your way down into pigeon. Please go ahead and take your block and go for that if you did it on the other side. And again, we're going to stay lifted for just a second and really applying pressure into this left shin now, down into the ground, keeping this left hip active. So good. So this is stop number 1. And again, as before, you may come down onto forearms if you prefer. Reconnecting with your breath and allowing your body the time and space to open up. Our next layer to the pose is going to be the twist. So as before, we're going to take these right fingertips and spin them in for some added stability as we inhale and lift the left fingertips to the sky. Again, you can be up on fingertips here or simply leave the twist out if it is too much. Wherever you are, bringing that focus back to the breath. One more moment here. And bring your left fingertips back to the mat as we make our way out of pigeon, tucking the back toes, lifting the hips, and stepping back to a plank pose. Drop your knees, keeping them together this time. Sit back towards your heels, belly to thighs, and stretch your fingertips forward for child's pose once again. Circle your hands back behind you, bringing your wrists alongside your feet. Drag your wrists forward now and plant your palms alongside your knees. Inhale, peel the chest up like a kneeling cobra, leading from the crown of the head. And exhale, sit up on your knees. We're going to extend the feet out towards the front of the mat. Keeping this left knee extended, we're going to cross the right leg over the left. This is stop number 1. You can stay here with just a single cross of the leg, or if you wish, You can swing that left foot back behind with the 2 knees bent. You might want to adjust yourself here by trying to get those knees stacked. If they're not there yet, that's no problem at all. You can just stay with the single leg extended. You can try dragging these heels towards your hips to make the pose a bit more accessible. And from here, left arm is going to lift to the sky. And exhale, right hand comes back behind, bend the elbows and bring the fingers to touch, as we did throughout the practice. Breathe here in your Gomukhasana. This is a great shoulder opener. Really works to counteract a lot of the hunching that we tend to do throughout the day, whether it's at the desk or looking at our phones, whatever it might be. This is a really good counter pose for those types of postures through the day. One more breath. And exhale, release the fingertips and take your hands to the side. So here comes the fun part. We're going to transition now to the other side. So follow along. You might want to watch me do it first and then go back and do it with me. But we're going to take our hands over towards this left hip. Come onto the soles of the feet and come up forward. Facing now the back of the mat, and just continue spinning and twisting. And now we're on the other side. That might not have went so smoothly. That's okay. You can play around with that as you wish. And now we're going to go to adjust ourselves. If you took the single leg on the first side, that might be what you need to do on this side too. So you can just extend the right leg now and take that single-legged cross. Or both knees bent, try and get those knees stacked and take those heels a little bit closer to the hips if it feels better. Inhale, right arm to the sky, and exhale, bend both elbows, bringing your fingers to touch behind your back. Again, they may not touch, that's okay. Make 2 fists behind your back, maybe grab your top, whatever is available to you. And start to focus on your breath once again. Always working to bring our focus and awareness back to the rhythmic breathing. One more breath here in Gomukhasana. And exhale, release the grip of the fingers, arms to the side. This time to transition, we'll just roll back towards your bum and extend your legs. Nice and casually. From here, I'm going to scooch down a bit to the center of my mat. We're going to point through the balls of the feet, start to slowly lower down, bringing our back to the mat. Draw your knees up into your chest and extend your legs to the sky. Flex the toes, kick the heels to the sky and take your hands alongside your hips. Bend the knees now, heels towards your bum. And inhale, kick your heels to the sky, simultaneously lifting your arms alongside your ears. Exhale, bend your knees, arms by your side. 2 more times. Inhale, heels up. Arms alongside ears. Exhale, bend the knees, lower your arms. Last time, inhale. And exhale. Take your knees into your chest for Apanasana. Maybe massage your lower back on the floor if it feels good, with some little circles. Nice, and then drop the soles of the feet down. We're going to bring the soles of the feet to touch and the knees nice and wide. So coming into a passive stretch here, Supta Baddha Konasana, palms to the sky. And start to slow everything down. In our last posture before our final resting pose. So maybe you wish to close your eyes, allowing gravity here to take us into this passive stretch. Steady breathing here. So good. From here, we're going to extend our right leg, followed by the left, to the corners of the mat, coming into our Shavasana. So please make any adjustments you need with the legs or the feet. Once you've found your comfort, allowing yourself to just melt down into the mat below. Let go of the practice. Let go of anything that you're holding on to. And allow yourself to just be. We're going to take 3 more rounds of our Ujjayi breath as we did at the start of practice. So with the lips sealed, inhaling through the nose with a slight constriction at the back of the throat. With your Ujjayi breath here, I really want you to focus on filling that abdominal cavity once again. So deep belly breaths. Last round here. After that last round of Ujjayi breath, please release control of the breath and come back to a natural style of breathing. If you wish to stay in Shavasana for a little longer, please pause the video here and continue with that Shavasana. If you're ready to come out of it, we're going to start to wiggle our fingers, our toes. Bring some motion back into the body. And come to roll over to one side, coming into a fetal position. Using your top hand now, nice and steady, we're going to press ourselves up to a seat, coming back into our seated position that we began our practice in. And we're going to close out our practice here with one final breath together. So inhaling, arms up to the sky, look up. Exhale, palms touch, hands in prayer at heart center, and drop your chin. Thank you so much for joining me for practice today. I hope you enjoyed, and hopefully you'll join me in future classes. So if you enjoyed this class, please like, please subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Take care.